Let's see if I can get this. Hopefully it won't double skull. Well, rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
No, the ball's
God damn.
Well,
Okay, I think we found our clip to the bench. Right, and Pete's with the ball in scoring range.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage.
Oh my god.
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.
We totally cursed this.
Yeaaight, yeah.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Lion and Bear Report. I am Space Lion, and welcome to week 3. Yeah, glad folks in chat are excited for us to start and liking the clip. Yeah, put that together on a whim, but yeah, we've already had some pretty memorable moments. And yes, True Blue, your salt is greater than Chabsy's, but had to ramp things up, slowly there. But yeah, week 3. How did your week 3 go? Before we get into 3Bs.
Clear to me.
Oh no, they can't. They cannot. Why don't you introduce yourself again?
All right, okay, yeah. So I'm Kodiak. I said a couple things before, but not too much. I was just asked.
It was mostly agreements. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just like praising you, sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my week 3 went fine. Got my first win of the season. So now I'm 1-1-1. It was against the last place Kislev team, so sort of middling accomplishment. But I got it done. Nothing died. It was a fine match.
Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah, the Kislev team.
Yeah, it did do more damage to me than I did it.
Wow.
Insane. So the fact that I managed to hold on to the win with that, I feel okay about.
Yeah, it would have been especially painful if it pulled out the tie and outdamaged you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you talked before about tentacles and how those can hold on to leapers, but I don't know how.
But they didn't. That was the thing. Like that's a team where they're like, there's our strength 3, sometimes strength 2, and they're just like, no, that's cool. We'll just all 3 of us will leap away.
Yep.
Really frustrating.
Yeah. That seems to be a theme around these parts. Tentacles not doing their job.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So lots to talk about this week, and some things we'll power through quickly because we have some matches played. But wanted to start out by talking about the bounty board. This is kind of come up to today, and that's a bit of a spoiler, but hey, Orpher. But this is what the current bounty board is looking like for REL 3B. As I note on there, we have the second most bounties in all of REL. 3A has the most, but 7 of those are from Minamo, so bankrolling all the bounties there. And yeah, a lot on integrity. You say people love to hate you, Blue, but really I think there's one There's one in particular who's got it out for your team, and that's Chabzu. But yeah, we wanted to call this out. It had been talked about in the Discord a little bit, and just want to call attention to it. In case you're playing one of these lovely teams and want to get earn a $5 donation to REBBL or a Steam key. All in good fun for sure.
Yeah, and even if it's not one of those things where you go out of your way to try to like get rid of that one piece, you're just playing your game. If it happens, you might as well get something for it.
Yeah,
I've gone something once. It was fun. I've got one of my pieces bountied. We'll see if it comes to anything.
Yeah,
I have a $45 bounty on one of my pieces.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, £45.
£45
or
that's
something,
right.
some European money.
Yeah, that might be the most. I don't know
wild.
what that translates to, but yeah, that might be the most. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these pieces are pieces you want to get rid of anyway if you want to win your match. So it's a nice overlap there, but also, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So that's $50 American.
Oh yeah, you looked it up.
Yeah, €45 is like $50.
Nice.
So yeah, someone really doesn't like my beast.
Oh, Snow's saying that Major Bite adds 5 every season. It doesn't die.
That's possible.
So that's fun. Yeah, so we got one-turners mostly on this list, and then just a few odds and ends. I'm half tempted to put one of my own pieces on here, just to speed up my team's retirement.
That's what I should do. Is I should pick every piece on your team I don't like.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, should have done. Well, yeah, we've got a couple now to choose from. So yeah, so we're gonna be marking these on the sheets going forward. So if there are any ones that are added, I'll try to take a look at the board once a week to see how that's going. But if you add something, you can also ping me and let me know. We'll make sure that it's added. And as we go through the sheets, we'll point out what that looks like. So yeah. Well, let's get into the week in review and start out with a bit of a bummer here.
Yeah.
Not much to say here, except that, yeah, we did lose Burke for the season, and so the rest of their matches will be by week concessions.
Yeah. This did get partially played. Like the first quarter of this got played.
Oh, really?
And then, yeah.
Whoa.
It wasn't like something terrible happened in the match either. It was just like he just started playing like really lazily. Like he did like a one-die block. It was a skull, and he didn't bother to re-roll it while the ball was exposed, sort of thing. And then the turn after that, he just like didn't do anything. He just like ended turn after the Elves took the ball, and then the Elves were doing some cheap hits, and he just like quit out.
Whoa. Okay. Wow, that is, different than I had understood. But
so yeah, it just seems like he just ran out of interest like a quarter of the way through the match. And I didn't reach out to him individually. It's like if someone wants to leave, like it's always a shame for the division, but I don't want to like harass him.
Yeah.
But I did see that in the client. It had done some.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, this is just a proper concession then, as far as like how this was all.
It was not a legal concession in terms of REL. It was a game, drop. But it was conceded in client, not an assigned win.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't realize. Yeah, I'd seen that it happened early on in the week, and I was like, I didn't realize they roll bye weeks that early. But they wait till the end. Yeah,
like yours is. Spoiler, you're up against this next. I think yours is going to be done right before they roll.
Yeah, that's
the following week.
That's what I figure. But I was starting to get excited about potential SVP there. But yeah, so are the SVP gains on here? Oh, I guess you could only see the one MVP that they give, yeah?
They actually got 2 MVPs because of the conceding.
I see it.
But there was, I believe, no other SVP generated in the match because like there was no casualties.
Yeah.
And no passes, nothing like that. And the Elves were in position to score, but had not yet moved it in.
So did they not get the touchdowns in the 2-0 here? They don't get
Correct.
touchdown.
I believe they did not get the touchdown. I think they just got the 2 MVPs.
Interesting.
Which again it implies to me like I mean maybe Super Base will correct me. I screwed this up, but this is what it showed on REBBL Net was
where
only 10 SPP going out.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did get a level on one of their blitzers and continuing in the trend of annoying pro-off blitzer levels. They got diving tackle, which is, I think, the first diving tackle in the division.
Yeah, client shows only those 2 instances of 5 SPP.
Yeah, and that's a bummer and unfortunate cyanide thing, I'm guessing. But yeah, did want to just touch on this briefly as kind of a PSA to if you hadn't heard about this. Yeah, all of the rest of the orc matches are going to be bye-week concessions run by the admins, so don't hit play if you're up against that AI opponent.
Yeah.
Good lord. And it's unfortunate, and yes, hashtag.
And
thanks,
it'll be
thanks to
obvious
Robbie.
that it's not him because they've actually replaced his team
Yep.
in the division with
Yep.
an admin team that says admin at the start.
Yeah.
So if you go in the client, you see your opponent is some admin team to recognize.
Yeah, I think it's admin, super admin team.
Yeah, something like that.
Admin and
Yeah, super admin squad.
Yeah, there we go. So, okay, so you can't actually start it? Well, good. I don't know. But yeah, regardless, that is the end of the hobnobs in our division, and Open Brone Battalion gets more or less a free win here. So.
Oh, we're going to a real match.
Yeah. And speaking of another, well, I guess a team getting their first win, Farm Animals Mark II taking the victory over Warpstone and Rock and Roll.
Indeed, they did. Yeah, both teams, managing a fair number of decent number of casualties, particularly on the right-hand side, but nothing permanent, fortunately. And only 1 MNG on a goblin, which is the sort of thing you have to be able to live with as an Underworld coach.
Right.
But yeah, this was an interesting match. Underworld chose to kick. Chaos felt real good about their start. First 4 hits had 2 casualty goblins and 1 KO'd line rat come out of it.
Oh wow.
The removal's slow for a bit, but then end of turn 4, Skeletroll gets himself surfed. The Minotaur puts starts shoving him around because they were base stop, gets the 2 moves, and then gets him on the sideline blitz by the strength up guy.
Wow.
Pushes him out, and so he's gone for the rest of the drive. And it actually took an MNG, but then a regen, so it was fine. So actually then we got a clip of what happened next, and just to set this up, so all of this was in service an attempt by Hiroto Sukara, the Underworld coach, to go after Chaos's ball. And what you're going to see to open it up is an uphill from the Frenzy Line Rat against the plus strength Beastman, that's moving into a chain push.
Yeah.
Nice. So 1 die on the ball. I could do a couple dodges and make it a 2 dice. That's 3 plus. 3 plus. Okay. Double pows, nice.
Yeah,
so that's a nifty little play.
Yeah, I thought that was clever. Now, you didn't actually need the frenzy to make that work. That was in fact a massive flyability, but still worked. Got it done. Got Glard in there. Got the ball down. It didn't actually get him very much. the ball scattered around the back, so that would have been on the far side from the perspective we were watching from, and a goblin went after it, and it was unclear whether he was going to go pick it up or mark it, but he failed his first dodge, and Chaos ended up getting it back. They actually, the Underworld actually then sent there's that 2-head Horns Blitzer that actually did a cage dive and got the ball free again, but then it scattered right next to the Minotaur, and there's no recovering it from that. So basically, the ball hit ground a couple times in the first half, but Chaos scores turn 8. Goblins can't stick the landing on a throne, attempted 1 turn. And then second half, you got Underworld drive, damage going both ways. They're able to score, but they just keep bleeding manpower. We see Chabsu actually power up a KO, a warrior.
Wow.
Which I thought was interesting. And he actually never got involved in that drive again, but he came back. He was then, of course, available for the next drive, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Instead of the wake-up roll.
Yeah.
It was a bit iffy play, I think, but it ended up getting him an extra guy guaranteed on the field, and he did then he had 4 turns to score at the end. Got it done. Underworld kept trying to do sneaky things. They didn't have the manpower to really block him off, and they would sometimes get it away a little bit, but Chaos just kept recovering, kept advancing, and turn 16, the Bull gets a touchdown. That Chaos Warrior. Not even 8 dice required.
Yeah. Yeah, True Blue saying in chat, Chabzu needs wins and wins alone, so you take risks on making sure.
Makes sense. Have a third guy with blocking guard. And it meant he was able to put the 4 of them out on the line at the start of his drive and really hold that and push forward. Particularly with the Minotaur was at this point already badly hurt. And so he was lacking that shit. That was Skeletrol's work. That he went in on with claw mighty blow and just took him out.
Yeah.
So Skeletrol had a pretty good match. He got MVP and 2 casualties.
Yeah.
And over on the Chaos side, there's that mighty blow tackle Beastman that got 4 casualties.
Oh my gosh.
So just they really went for each other.
Yeah. Skeletrol now just 2 touchdowns away from leveling. Getting their penultimate level there. But yeah, that's pretty. Seems like a pretty fun back and forth. Maybe not so fun if you're a goblin.
Yeah,
but it never is.
A lot of goblin knockdowns, a lot of goblins leaving the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're okay.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, next up.
And yes, of course, everyone needs win. I just think the idea is that Chabsu is just a little more desperate. He's like, I need to win from here on out to start making ground back. Is my guess. But yeah, next game, Rebel Rage Quit versus Talk Show Terror.
Working on it. I think when I switch back and forth like this, there we go. Yeah, this was a game. We actually streamed this one.
Yes.
And I'd say most of it was uneventful. I think the Necro getting a 2-0 win, it felt pretty casual.
Yeah.
Arabi was doing Arabi things, letting the ball be wherever it wanted, and was trying to get some damage, and really did not have much luck in that until the very last turn.
Yeah.
And I do have a clip of that, which I used in the intro as well, but it's
good enough to see it twice.
Yeah.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
No, the ball's
God damn.
Well,
I think we found our clip to the match. Right, and he's with the ball in scoring range.
Yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's sticking.
It doesn't have regen, it always sticks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.
We totally cursed this.
But the picture of how this game just went just changed 180 degrees, right?
Yeah.
It just totally went from I got out of this okay to nope. Best player on my team's dead.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's clearly worth it for Robbie that he just did that.
Yeah.
And just to make it absolutely clear from that clip, like that came at the cost of a touchdown.
Yeah, that's
Had a Hobgoblin move
right.
back to provide support to make that a 2-die to kill that goal instead of tying up the match.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, Robbie is everyone's favorite unless you're playing against him. But certainly for doing that. But yeah, that's what we were. I think initially what you were saying about like this is our clip was him just like, nope, I'm not gonna score, and then the clip was.
It got so much better than that.
Yeah, it really did. But yes, I think we're all for that. Outside of our name is Legion, who yes will now be down a very nice school. And yeah, really won't have a ball carrier to speak of. I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get into the previews. But I'm curious what they'll be.
There's a fresh goal on the team.
Yeah. But do you carry on that? Just straight up?
Yeah, I think you just you want to score on him, right? Because you give him 2 touchdowns and he has a block, and he's like a lot better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the problem is, yes, we can talk about it, but yeah, you might look at there's some blood steps on werewolves.
Yeah.
That might be a more natural or a safer carry.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what the TD differential is there, so we'll look at that. But yeah, it was. I mean, the match was pretty much. We were saying up until that point, it wasn't in the clip that like, man, our name is Legion really got away with it. Got their 2-0 win. Nothing big happened, and then boom, right at the end.
Oh yes, of course. I misspoke. The touchdown that if Robert had taken it would not have tied things up, of course.
No, yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, Talk definitely got. Legion definitely locked down his win.
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, but we were still. I think both of us were still like, well, yeah, they'll do a bunch of things and then they'll score. And
yeah,
apparently, yeah, that ball carrier had greater things in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to check it out, I think the full stream is available. But really, it was that moment that was certainly the most entertaining part.
Yeah.
The rest, there was an M&G on one of the Bull Centaurs, but otherwise, the DTO got their level, and they've got block now.
That's a fair trade. Only one Bull Centaur next match, but they'll have skill.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's very workable for Robbie there.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Next match. Oh yeah, the Skaven Mirror. Squeaky Blinders versus Goblins.deck.
Yeah. One note about this match is there's some level ups that got assigned since the last time we talked about this team. That Frenzy on Goblin Warchief is new. Strip Ball on Goblin Trashmaster is new. We had wondered, would this be like a second strip ball piece? Apparently the answer is yes. Or would they be like, say, tackle or something? Right. And then the big hand guy, Grumgully the Generous, that big hand is new. Which is exactly what you want to like. I mean, like a different kind of utility piece for that fourth guy.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And that's a doubles, right? To be clear.
That's a double. So yeah, we now know that this piece is going to go down the road of like the ball retrieval piece.
Yep. Yeah, so you get what, block on it next?
You get blocks so that they can carry, you know, they're the piece that you look at and leap on to make them a little more mobile. You'd love 2 heads if you get another double to get them in there easier. Yeah. That's the sort of things I'd look at.
Yeah.
You could do sure hands to get a free reroll there, though I think there's a couple skills that are more important first.
Mm-hmm. Maybe even, I guess extra arms is harder to get. That's
I think you get a double doing 2 heads, not extra arms.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you don't need extra arms. I mean, big hand makes it 2+ all pickups.
Oh, yeah.
So,
outside of the rain, maybe?
Big hand counteracts rain.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's been that long since I've played with goblins in 2 hands. Oh, yeah.
That's block, leap, sure hands. That's exactly that's exactly the order I do it in.
Yeah. I think I was thinking of my underworld goblins that needed that extra arms to make it a 2+ pickup.
Yes. Yeah.
which was a pretty fun piece. But yeah, okay.
To me, say second double is nerve, so that you can just chuck it from where you picked it up, which makes a ton of sense. I like that a lot.
Huh. It's got some big plans for Grumgully. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to see this, but I believe you caught.
I did, yes.
Yep.
So the first half was not all that interesting. It ends up 1-1. The blinders kicked. They ended up having to use their Apo turn 1 to keep that they're on a LOS block to keep that wrestle dodge tackle lineman in, which I thought was kind of an interesting choice.
Wow.
Didn't really bite him in the ass at all, but it was an interesting choice. The Cascale isn't too unbalanced on that drive, but I think Goblins get the better of it a little bit, and I think their positioning ends up being stronger, and they have like stronger pieces. So just sort of like they're just kind of pushing the Squeaky Blinders around, and like even if they have pieces on the field, they're like stunned or they're knocked down. You can see that block succeeded differential.
Oh wow!
Just a lot of pieces ending up on the ground. Tim Nielsen basically keeps a more dominant presence, and he scores on turn 6. Blinders have 3 turns to score. They got to a bad start with the Snake Eyes on a fairly deep pickup attempt, but Tim doesn't really push back against the touchdown that hard. The half ends 1-1. And so the question is basically how do you get to 3-1 from that, right? Given it's going to be the Squeaky Blinders starting their drive. Kickoff event brings in the rain. And I think it doesn't immediately cause a pickup failure, but I think what it did was it encouraged Radio Maximus to pick up later in the sequence. Mm-hmm. Which when an LOS hit with a line rat is a 1-9, and then re-rolls into a 1-36.
Oh wow!
He hits the ground. That's a turnover. Our boy Grumgully the Generous with his big hand there just goes running in, scoops it up, no problem. And then now it's all of a sudden Squeaky Blinders trying to take it away from Goblins deck. They're able to make an attempt at it, but ultimately Tim Nielsen gets it under control, scores on turn 10. That's 2-1. How is it 3-1? Because I have to turn him over again.
Yeah.
Here's basically by outblocking him.
Okay.
Even if the removals aren't incredible, he just keeps getting Blinders pieces on the ground.
Yeah.
And pieces are, so pieces are on the ground and maybe they're stunned or they're surrounded by Goblins deck pieces and like not able to do anything, and then they get knocked down again the next turn. Those sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And basically, he's able to get it into like a fight over the ball. Really swarm around it, eventually gets control and runs it on turn 16.
Gotcha.
So he just out-aggressed him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting too. He had all 3 touchdowns on Murderous Redcap.
Yeah.
It looks like on the sheet.
Just kept getting handed the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't mind at all. Like, you want to get sure feet on that piece to finish up its progression as like the ultimate one-turner.
Yeah, and as Tim's saying, that's just the way it kind of worked out. It's a pretty fast piece, so chances are it's gonna score. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it sounds like one of those. I mean, just like any of us playing against Skaven, where things seem entirely under control and then all of a sudden are not.
Hey, Chebzu, we already talked about your win for this week, but we'll be talking about your upcoming match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. You pointed out the block succeeded. Mm-hmm. Roughly same amount of armor breaks for both sides.
Certainly closer.
Yeah. So that's
you have nice hitting pieces on Squeaky Blinders, right? You got the one Mighty Blow Claw guy, you have that Pilot on guy, no claw, but plenty of not AV7 targets
right
on a Skaven team. And so he really worked, to do stuff. He got Grumgully the Generous out with a KO real nice at the start of his 3rd attempt at a drive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So in theory, if it hit the ground, it was hard to get it up. But one of those other beautiful gutter runners was able to do it. So
yeah,
didn't matter.
Yeah. And then just a couple other line rats with some probably fireable offenses. So on both sides, right? Well, maybe you keep the kick line rat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you can live with it. You might be able to live with that.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. Getting points on Grumgully because he's got plenty of good skills to take.
Yeah, I would
But
think
with
that
but with,
next.
but with Murder's Red Cap so close, there's an argument for just get him over the line.
Yeah, that's
Well, actually, you know what? He's going to get himself
touchdowns,
over the line because you're going to natural one turn with him.
right?
So if you have a choice,
Sure.
you don't give it to him.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see. What's next? Oh yeah, this one. God. I meant to go back and watch this VOD, but I couldn't bring myself to. Huh. From those blocks in that development and armor breaks, it looks like it was a decent one for me. But
Yeah, I mean, if you were a Robbie, you'd be like,
yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, this was not. This did not feel all that good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to
yeah,
remember.
you played this while I was doing my match, so
Mm-hmm.
a different match, in a different league, but like a match. So I didn't get to see much of this.
Yeah, I think what I remember is the touchdown was a throwaway towards the end, where I just kind of like made some BS happen, and it was already at least 2-0 at that point, maybe 3-0.
Right.
It was the match result wasn't all that in doubt. I think I did kick off because so first half there was a chance, but what ended up happening, if I'm remembering right, is the Wizard did end up playing a big role in the first half. When I was looking to score, the High House did end up scoring around turn 4 or 5, and so I was looking to have like 4 turns to make a quick counter score myself. I got the ball into most of a cage, and it was kind of open, and I honestly kind of did not consider the Wizard to be a factor in this first half. I figured they would probably save it for the second half, full drive, but they did. They fireballed my cage, and it actually got the ball carrier, and there was a perm on the thrower, which was carrying the ball 666, that I appoed. He later then got M&G'd anyway. Or wait, no, I think the Appo brought him to an M&G versus just, I think it was a niggling injury. So the ball scatters into a pretty good spot for the High House. They were able to recover and go up 2-0 in the first half. At that point, it just seemed, without the thrower, it seemed really hard to be able to pull off a quick score. And I just could not get things going fast enough and safe enough to be able to do that. After a certain point, they just ended up pulling back from my cage because I just didn't have enough time to score and turn them over and score again.
Right.
And as it turned out, they were able to score again after that. Yes, both guard linos were sacrificed in the making of this match. I think mine was first, and the other one was not long after that. Cured. But it was a fun match. But going 0-3 to start the season's not that fun. Your guard one was first. Okay. And yes, died on a dodge. Yeah, that was kind of fitting. I think the High Elves were still, I don't know, I think we talked about a couple weeks ago, they've had trouble dodging. And as we saw in the intro clip too, dodges have been their kryptonite. And that's still kind of kept up, but it didn't matter. They were able to just outmaneuver and just have more speed and agility. So good match. for sure. But yeah, 0-3 for the Norse against elf teams in this division. So see if we can do better against the Skaven, but not so sure.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thanks. All right, next up. Romanian Rebels versus Scurry Squad. This was a 2-0 win for the Dark Elves. And I watched this one, and you can also see there being some block differential there as well. And yeah, there's actually the Rats received, and they actually got ahead on removals at the start of this match. First 2 turns got them the 2 badly hurts that we see here. And so they were a bit ahead, but then they pushed up. I felt like they pushed up a little aggressively, given that they were ahead on pieces, and they were kind of along the sideline, and Dark Elf shenanigans happened, where they were able to sack the ball. It went out of bounds and then scattered right around some other Dark Elves. So they were able to pick it up, and then there was just a bunch of back and forth sack recoveries or sack not recoveries from both sides. There was a 4-person fireball that came out on there was 1 Witch Elf in there and a Blitzer in there, so it was kind of high target, but there's 3 pieces marking up the ball, and they, I think, felt like if they could get one of those pieces down, that would be good. They of course get the 4th person that was not next to the ball knocked down, and the rest all stand up. So it ends up not netting very much at all. Though that same turn, so they were like, okay, we'll push the ball out with a chain push, and so Glart comes in with the blitz, pushes the ball, but also follows up, and the ball scatters, and Glart catches it. Glart's out of movement, so it just stays put. They don't do a dodge and go for it, and with loner and stuff. So. Yeah, so it was then just continuing back and forth on sacking attempts again until turn 7. There, Orfer put Gala, the move plus Witch Elf, all the way on the other side of the pitch. Or actually, turn 6 they did that, while the rest of their cage and the scrum is all on the other side. The Skaven decide to just try to focus on maybe getting the ball and trying to get into that cage a little bit and leave Gala alone. They do get the sack, but then they can't get the recovery. The Dark Elves pick it up, chuck it to Gala, who runs all the way down the pitch. They're pretty much out of range, but the Skaven do get another chance to sack the ball, and they succeed through blodge. But because it's the Skaven half, the Dark Elves have one more turn, and Gala gets up, surfs one of the gutter runners that had sacked her, picks up the ball, and runs it in.
Nice.
It was all with like the last reroll that they had. And so it was like very dicey for both of them, I would say, because there's just like some obviously some tricky pathing and stuff that they were both trying to figure out. But in the end, things worked out for the Dark Elves. So 1-0 at the start of the half, and then in the second half they trade removals a bit. The Elves, the big one for the Elves was being able to get badly hurt on Stanton, the one-turner, because that meant they could pretty comfortably, they could score or not, and not have to worry so much about a potential one-turn coming back at them.
Yeah.
They also, the Skaven were pretty indiscriminately fouling throughout this. They did have a bribe, but that went out in the first half. And they were even fouling with gutter runners at one point, which I took to mean frustration. But even with that, they still managed to force a ball carrier dodge with the runner, who snaked, and the ball bounced to another elf, but the Skaven on their turn managed to get another sack and ball and recover the ball. But in the end, and I think that was with Stormy Daniel, who both sacked the ball, caught the ball, and ran off with the ball. But then on the elves' turn, they managed to get that badly hurt on Stormy, pick up the ball, and that was pretty much the game. And that was all like in that third quarter. So they got I think four of their casualties came all in that fourth quarter. So the 3 badly hurts and the death, as well as a KO. So really, that kind of swung things into a very safe position for them. And so overall, kind of a swingy game that just ended up being 2-0. But I think this could have been like a 2-1. But yeah, True Blue alluded to it in chat. There was an issue with ball protection on the Skaven side. Dark Elves not so much. They just kind of got themselves into trickier spots, but it wasn't like they had an open cage. I think we're just taking some other calculated risks a little bit. Certainly being up 1-0 when on their drive. So yeah, So overall, even though so they took 8 removals overall versus 4, and that kind of dictated some of the pace as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a interesting match.
Yeah. A lot, like I said, a lot of back and forth. All right. Let's move on to our next one. Rathanuffle versus Dead and Scorinet.
Cullen being trimmed a little bit more.
Yeah. I watched this one, and this was like a quintessential. I don't know. We've called Undead hybrid, but this Undead definitely play Bash.
Makes sense. Those block mummies really changed the team.
They really do. And so the whole first quarter was basically just a big old scrum. And I'd say the Chaos were the ones on offense first, and they were generally, I think, picking their fights, but also the Undead just kept marking them up and really forcing them almost into just kind of boxing them in the center. And it ended up causing, there's a few times where the ball was exposed but not really easy to get at. So the first quarter, nothing really much changed. In the second quarter, the Undead do get a 1-die sack attempt, but it doesn't work. And then the Chaos get a few removals at that point to kind of free things up and progress down the field. However, they don't fully cover the ball, and another sack comes in, and it works, but there's no Undead recovery. However, on the Chaos turn, Sure Hands fails, and so the ball is still free when the Undead get their next turn, and they manage to pick it up and punt it. And that's on turn 7.
Yeah.
Which just...
That's that for that attempt.
Well, yeah, you'd think. So the Chaos had 2 turns. The punt didn't end up going super far, so they managed to chain together a run play to get the ball upfield again and have it mostly protected. And the Undead try to get back in there, but just can't. So the Chaos do end up making a score there. That's their one score, but it was it was kind of surprising because I think I would have been pretty frustrated if all that had happened, and then a punt happened. But yeah, I think as Snow's pointing out, the scatter wasn't that great for the undead. It kind of like went and then scattered back if you're looking at it from the undead perspective, or back towards, kind of just like scattered back from where you threw it. That said, like in the second half, the undead get some good removals on the LOS, or actually that Block Beastman died on turn 8 LOS hits, and there's a KO that stays out. So at the start of the second half, undead's up 2, and they then also remove a Chaos Warrior through a foul, and that was the badly hurt on Spartacus. So they're up 3 on turn 9, essentially, turn 9-10. Somehow that the Chaos are still fighting back. They get some KOs, and manage to get a Kaz on Bone Collector to get that piece removed. Going into the final quarter, it's now 7-8. 7 Chaos to 8 Undead. And the Undeads are kind of doing some back and forth to try to get the ball away from the Chaos. Their pieces are kind of scattered around. Mummies tied up way upfield. One mummy's upfield, the other mummy's kind of in the backfield, and there's a couple stray ghouls like lurking about. And at a certain point, and I think this got talked a bunch through in the Discord, so I won't belabor it. There was a 2-die blitz from a Chaos Warrior onto the ball. There was an opportunity for it, but they ended up not taking it to try to position further in their backfield and prevent, basically trying to keep everything in front of them, right? So they went after a piece that was further upfield to try to contain the undead options. However, obviously you can see the score ended up being 1-1. The undead found a way to be able to push up a little bit in reverse field, so that even though the Chaos had an open another shot on the ball, it wasn't quite as open. They had to use a reroll and a dodge to get there on turn 15, and then once they got there for the blitz, it didn't end up resulting in a knockdown. So the undead managed to tie it up, and yeah, like I said, there were some opportunities there, but Chaos didn't really have enough pieces to recover the ball if they had blitzed earlier, and so on and so forth. It was I think it was a tricky drive to defend being that far down. Yeah. And good on the undead for coming up with a solution there to get to the opposite side there.
Accurate point in chat. In fact, that the Herc the Horrible should be 3228, not 3328 on the sheet. He's that terrible. But he does have guard. And,
yeah.
He got MVP, so he's only going to be 2 away from another level.
There we go. 2-1-6. Oh God. Yeah, that is quite the horrible.
Yeah, but no, it makes sense, right? He's there to take hits. At some point, he'll die from it.
Yeah.
And then he's gone. And that'll be life.
Yeah. Probably just have him on the line, right? For LOS hits.
Yeah.
Just throw him in the center, make it a little tougher for teams, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get, if you decide you played the teams that he's good against, you could just get more and more dangerous with him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Or fire, whatever.
Yeah. Probably fire. Yeah, probably don't need him so much for
for this sort of matchup, he's great, right? Because you can just offer him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's our final match for the week, right?
Yep.
So we're on to leaderboard.
Yeah, we have a leaderboard now. And this is at the end of week 3. This is not take into account the 2 matches that have already been played this week.
Correct. Yeah, we will not be talking about those this week. You want to talk just a little bit about how this chart works?
Sure. I mean, I think relatively straightforward. Like the main information is on the right hand side, that you have each team, you have their next to the number of points that they have, and then you have in the parentheses their touchdown differential. So just like some of the main ordering stuff there, and then on the left is just like that's the path their points have taken to get where they are. So as you can see, Warfare won all 3 of his first games, so each week he's added 3 points, and so on down the line. And the reason, and basically in terms of since there's gonna be many places where there'd be 2 lines on top of each other, your line is visible if you're doing better than the person who you would share a path with.
Yeah,
that the better ranking team gets to see more of it, and of course the entire sheet is colored for Orfer because he's in the lead. So
yeah. I think this will obviously start to differentiate as the season progresses, and we'll be able to see a bit more of the paths that people take to the playoffs, Challengers Cup or not.
And part of the idea of this layout is I like the fact that you get this clumping of, well, if 3 teams with the same number of points, they're next to each other. It's not like the vertical list of 14. It gets a more visual sense, I think, of how are people actually doing. So you can see Orfer out in the head a little bit, and then just like a big, huge clump of people.
Yeah. Between 1 and 2 wins, it's still it's still very tight, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so you've got 3 teams with has to be 2 wins, and then some other. We haven't seen a whole lot of draws, I feel like, in 3 weeks.
There's been some, but it's
not a ton.
But and it's it's early in the season, still anyone's season, but try to start getting your wins if you can.
Well, I know I'm getting mine.
Yeah, I want to move on to that.
Yeah. And thank you, Chapzu, for the follow. I don't have a fancy notifier or anything like that, but I see you. Yay, concessions. No, boo. I would... thanks, Orfer. Follow train. Oh, practical snow. Thank you as well. I wish I did have something cool that would make sounds, but alas, you'll just have to do with the sound of my voice. Yeah, concessions. I was really actually hoping to play a Bash team after 3 weeks of Elves. So that was a little bit of a bummer. That said, I'll get my thrower back for next week. And I don't know. I guess a win's a win.
Yeah, you'll get something. You got something. You won't be the last place team.
Maybe.
Right. Well, I mean, you'll do better. You won't be in 14th place. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, it could be tied for 13th.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice to clear that. It'll be, hopefully the MVP, whatever. I don't remember what you get for like this sort of concession. Whatever it is, hopefully it goes someplace good.
Yeah, I don't remember. Do they give 2 MVPs? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I thought they did. I think they do it differently for the ones that aren't inclined.
2 MVPs would be pretty.
I think it's like an MVP and like 2 touchdowns maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, it's the 2. All right. Well, we've got varying degrees of reports in chat. I think it's 2 MVPs, an interception, 3 casualties, and
it's not like you can plan for it, so it is whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're being told 2 MVPs and a TD. Well, yeah. So hopefully it goes good places, right?
Yeah. Bingberg Hobbler.
I was gonna say get him an MVP, then he's just a pass away from
from so many things.
Yeah.
I think Mighty Blow for both of them actually, but if they get there. Cool. Yeah, I mean, not much to say here. A bunch of people will be getting these. A couple of people did not, though I think Orabe will take his resolve against them. And let's move on. All right. Squeaky Blinders versus Romanian Rebels. Is this right? Yeah, this is. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I kept thinking that they were playing against the High Elves this week.
This match was already played.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That is why I'm confused.
So we'll spend a long time on this.
Yeah.
Only thing I'll point out is something we've added to the sheets now, which is if you see John Colby on the left there, it's got a little sheriff star next to his name. That's indicating that he's on the bounty board.
Sheriff star. Yeah, nice. Wanted.
Yeah.
Dead or
alive.
Dead or alive at the
Dead or
bust.
moved busted. I think it's
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to look up the bounty board to see exactly what you need to do to him for each of these pieces. But that way, it's just a sign of keep an eye out. This guy's got a got a price on his head. But I don't think we're gonna go really jump into this one. Interesting to see how it goes. Orfer wants to continue their winning streak. We'll see how it goes next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. I'm curious too how the 370 gets spent. But I mean, I assume Wizard and probably Glart or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Rebel Rage Quit versus Wrath and Nuffle.
Cullen's been taking damage against teams less bashy than this.
Yeah. And no TD differential here.
I guess we pointed out that the development of that one piece will be much more apparent in the review of next week.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is a thing. Yeah. Cullen just wants to survive this. He wants to win this too, but I don't think he wants to take any more damage. Yeah.
There's a world in which if he had actually 11 pieces, you'd consider getting a 12th man for a bench. But I don't think you can do that when all you're doing is replacing a journeyman with a real guy.
Yeah. Nope.
That's exactly what you don't do. You save your money to replace whatever dies.
Yep. Yeah, actually 140 is kind of the perfect amount to have going into a Robbie match.
Yeah, it means you can replace a warrior, and if you get enough money, maybe even also Beastman.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if we talked too much about it on stream, but yeah, Robbie definitely seems to be the piece that everyone's like looking at and like, oh yeah, after this week, I'll know what my team's like, and then I can plan from there. Nobody's looking past a Robbie for the most part. So, Robbie or Cullen has a lot of nice pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it. You can be like, well, he's got, Cullen's got more claw. He's got more mighty blow. He's got more block. He's got more strength. He's got more all sorts of things. When he has less of his piling on, and
a tape down piling on once.
And so it's going to be like, does the piling on do something fast enough to like burn through Cullen's team, or can Cullen like strength him out?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, we've talked about like you have.
Cullen has the bashier team. It's just can he get it done?
Has the bashier team, has the faster team, the blockers.
Has less pieces, has less of a bench, so he needs to get removals faster, stuff like that.
Yeah. You can also like, I don't know. I feel like you can get away from these blockers. I mean, I'll be singing a different song after my match. I'll be like, oh god, the blockers were everywhere. But I feel like you can convince a Robbie and co of the blocker cohort there to like kind of go to one side, and then you can dance around to the other.
But there's only so fast Chaos can do that. Their move 6 max. It's still going to take you a few turns to score, right?
True.
You have to pick up the ball halfway back into your half, and it's like 3-4 turns to get it.
And you don't
to get us into the goal.
And you don't actually have a lot of pieces that you're willing to throw at the churn,
right?
So to speak.
You'll have the journeyman and that one unleveled beastman, and I guess the block guy, but everyone else is a nice piece. Everyone else is a piece you care about.
So I don't know. I think you probably just stay as clumped together as possible and hope you can do a few key pieces to weaken it.
And go on the attack first if you're given the choice.
Yes.
Just start getting pieces off the field.
For God's sake, yes. So.
You got a lot of block mighty blow, and those hobgoblins are like real nice targets for that. Get those guys off the field, and all of a sudden, Robbie can't move.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Good luck to everyone. This one has not been played. The Farm Animals Mark II versus Dead and Scornet. Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Chabzu and Practical Snow. The two is more or less a trash talk grudge match from the Discord. There's been a lot of talk between these two coaches. There's been a lot of talk between all of the coaches in Chabzu, I'd say, for the most part. It keeps things lively for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think this will be interesting. Obviously, you can see by the block totals that both these teams are cool with bashing.
Yeah.
And Chabzu a little bit more, but yeah, I think this will be a 2-1 match, but I don't know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah. What I'm looking forward to here is just seeing the farmer go after those mummies.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting.
Like put the horns into those things.
Right. And then hopefully don't fall over, because I'm guessing undeads are going to get a bribe.
Yeah, you spent so this is again a reminder for how these sheets work. As you can see, the undead have 180k. I assume for the purposes of the list, like I calculate the TV as if they had 150k, because I assume no one is going to like roll into a match and just like throwing away money. That's it. In this case, you could just keep it and then spend 40k instead of going down to 150 and spending 10. It's all the same. Yeah. But it's that's so yeah. They could spend down to 140 and get a bribe, and I think you 100% do that. Yeah. And you foul the Minotaur, you foul warriors, you foul a few of the beastmen.
Yeah. But yeah, I think probably as it's being discussed as well. It seems like, I mean, the Farmer Mark 1 has a price on its head. So
yeah.
Why is that? Yeah, I think that'd be target number 1, especially for this team. But yeah, it is going to be tough for the Chaos to like count on removals working their way, since they only have 2 Mighty Blow for them, and regen can be pretty frustrating to play against.
Yeah, it can also be really frustrating to have when it doesn't work. Say when people keep taking your Nurgle Warriors and Pestigores and just put them. Say a Kislev team keeps doing that. They just don't regen; they just lie there.
You're like, come on, they're just a bunch of troubadours. What's the problem?
Yeah. My last 4 regens have not worked.
It's
bad.
Yeah, that does not feel good. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. Please, let us know when it's going to be played. I assume Chabzu will stream it, but if not, and it's at a good time, I would love to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I assume Chabs will do it, but if not, I'd get in on that. Should be interesting.
Yeah. All right. Let's move. Oh, True Blue wants to stream it. Okay. Oh, Practical Snow is streaming it. Okay. I'll watch whatever anybody is gonna do. We can have both the coaches streaming it and a neutral reporter. That'd be great. Yeah. Well, quote unquote neutral. Yeah. All right. Broken Bone Battalion versus Scurry Squad. So our pro elves. Battle of the 2-0-1s. This one has not been played, right?
Correct. Has not been played. The next match has been played.
Okay. This one I really want to see too. Though I am getting a little worn out on Skaven.
A lot of Skaven. And pretty much like the underworld having 6 Skaven pieces. See a lot of Skaven.
Yeah. So we have Stanton de Classimo II, who's marked. Well, this is a battle of the one-turners, right?
Yeah.
Though I guess one has
only one of them's
natural.
True one-turner.
Yeah.
You need double move ups on those catchers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then sprint. And that's not going to happen with that guy.
Right. I think I think if Super Base stays the most patient, they should be able to win this one. But Skaven have been like, I mean, they have a strip ball piece that can do some work. I don't know. I think this will be pretty evenly matched. But I do like that pros have some pretty good annoying pieces, and I think it'll just depend on if they can kind of hold it together and maybe start to chip away at the Skaven. I could see them winning out in the end of the day.
As you mentioned in regards to Richard Long on the Pro Elves team, this is our first diving tackle piece. That a blood step tackle diving tackle piece could be extremely valuable in this match, and I would. It's the sort of thing where you pick it up now that you're here. You see your opponents. You see that you're playing this next, and it's like, I need something that I can put on a gutter runner that actually makes it hard for him to go somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's a great choice for that piece in general. But yes, I think for this match, it's even better. You get almost immediate value out of it, probably. And that's where it comes down to the coach on whether they can put themselves in a position to really bottle up these gutter runners.
And what they'll point out is there's a 10 TV difference, and that is because of the difference in fan factor.
Very good. Yeah, I think it'll also be like Stormy Daniel is a pretty terrifying piece to be up against. I know you don't like with pros, you don't really care about the claw, but you do care. Else... You do care about like Mighty Blow piling on, jump up, horns, yeah.
And there's the other one which has tackle.
yeah. It's like which will probably do a lot, a fair amount of blitzing, but yeah, they've got two pieces that can do some damage, and like Wannabe War Dancer is kind of cool, but doesn't have block, doesn't have tackle. Yeah. So yeah, I think pros definitely can't be looking to out remove. They need to be like the patient and just like positioned in a way to frustrate. Cool. Next match. Oh yeah, which has been played already. And I watched just a tiny bit of this, but I have not gone. Oh, this was definitely the battle of the bounties. More so on one
mostly
side.
Mostly just because of True Blue, but yeah.
Every match with True Blue will be the battle of the bounties. Yeah. Captain
Zoom is a sick piece, so it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, still kicking myself for not just taking my shots at him for no reason at all, but to try to cause damage. But
yeah, we'll see how this went. Not a lot to say about it.
Yeah,
I think it's likely that the High Elves would have turned out to have won this because I think they're just stronger position. But.
One wild stat that we have going here for the High Elves is the block differential for them.
Yeah, they don't like to throw blocks.
No. Yeah, even less so than the Underworld, which I would not have put money on. But that could be a result of. I know there's certainly one match that was pretty bad as far as dice and salt and just not having pieces around to make blocks, so that could have made a lot of difference right there. So yeah, a lot of bad KO events. Fair enough. Yeah. All right, so next up is Talk Show Terror versus Goblins.deck. Goblins.deck coming off the big win, so they're bouncing back. Roughly where we all started. And they're in 7th place. Talk Show Terror coming off Stephen the Goldbear Goulbert.
Yeah.
The first being lost there, and we have his replacement here. So
A less impressive piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Does mean he's not giving up the wizard to the Skaven unless they want to spend a lot of money. Unless they want to spend themselves down to 40k, which I don't think you do.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know, that doesn't feel as good as it would have felt to have that piece.
Yeah. Going against 2 strip ball gut runners.
2 strip ball gut runners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bashiness is interesting. We have, almost as much strength on the Skaven team as on the Necro team.
Yeah, you're right.
2-4 instead of a 4 and a 5.
Yeah. Both have same size bench. It looks like. Well, I guess Goat Napper's out for this match.
Yeah, so the Skaven will be down one man.
Do you think they buy a piece? Like fire Goat Napper, pick up a piece, considering it's only 50k, and like.
Yeah, you're at 170, so you go down to 120.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, and that's not going to put the TD differential into a place where it gets.
Yeah, you're pushing 10 the other way, and is Necro going to spend 90 to get like a bribe? I don't think so.
Yeah.
They already have 2 dirty players. They don't need like to keep that one on. They don't need to like bake with themselves when they could easily lose a nice piece to those Stormvermin. Like Goblin Pile Driver and Goblin Warp Jeep could easily take a Wolf or White or Flesh Golem out of this game.
Oh man, that's that. Yeah, I mean, our Name is Legion. Yeah, took a big loss last week, but it's, I don't know. I really like Stormvermin as like a piece.
Yeah.
And Underworld Blitzers similarly. And it's just fun to see them wreck house a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which way this is gonna go. I think so. I mean, Goblins on deck do have a 1-turner, so that could certainly help. I think probably I could see this being a draw, but I don't know. I do think the lack of the sure hands ball carrier is going to lend itself to putting them in some awkward positions.
Yeah, I think the Skaven have the edge here. They can almost keep up with some of the bashiness. Not quite. They need to be careful about not getting too drawn into it. But they can fight some, and they just have those utility pieces for going after the ball, and they got the natural 1-turner.
Yeah.
I think this is a very attractive setup for them.
Yeah. They're I mean, I already said it, but yeah, their Stormvermin are in a really nice place.
Yeah.
Especially going into this matchup. So, yeah, we'll see. Definitely, I mean, some Mighty Blow coming the other way, too. Like, those whites aren't anything to sneeze at. You got a white and a werewolf with Mighty Blow tackle.
Yeah.
So those could hunt some gutter runners, but
yep.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
Makes sense to fire Goat Napper.
Yeah.
And I would think, I think basically the question for me would be, if you decide you're not going to replace Goat Napper right away, do you fire Scarwood Goblins and replace him?
Yeah.
Instead of throwing away money.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a Skaven coach, so I don't know how you judge that.
Yeah. Well, something to look out for. Don't know if there's a time for this match setup, but yeah, if you'll figure one out, let us know. Interested to see how this one turns out. Line duty until he dies. Well, with a name like Scarwood, in fact, I'd expect a few more injuries before it gets canned.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the start of the sheet again. Man, it goes a lot faster with that one concession match, huh?
Yeah. Concession match, 2 of them already played.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I guess a reminder on the bounty board if you missed it earlier. Mostly just a couple certain teams on here, Skaven and otherwise. Though I do notice a lack of Goblins.deck and their 1-turner. Did I miss that, or is that just not on here?
I do not believe that their 1-turner has been bountied.
Cough, cough.
That's the legal one turner.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the one. We're okay with one. There can only be one turner.
Yeah, it's no one turners.
Very good, very good. Oh, he had already played them. That's right.
Ah,
Wow,
that
wow.
makes sense.
So much for the good of the league or whatnot.
Yeah.
Some the rules are only good for you when they're good for you, I guess. So, all right. Well, that about wraps it up for us. Nope, we don't need to keep going with that. Thank you all for watching. A lot of fun having folks in chat and checking things out. Thank you for the follows. Thank you, Superbase5221 for the follow. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the matches that haven't been played, as well as the ones that have. And we'll be back next Thursday with week 4.
Yeah.
Night all.
Let's see if I can get this. They won't double skull. Well, rip me.
Oh! Oh well.
Robbie, I wonder what Robbie's gonna blitz.
Now the ball's
God damn.
Well,
Okay, I think we found our clip to the match. Right, and Pete's with the ball in scoring range.
yeah, but if this ends up doing some big damage.
Oh my god.
Fuck off! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That's so awful. What a nice piece. Wow.
R.I.P.
Oh man.